Hey guys, how's it going? This is Mike from M&R Automotive. Today we have the Subaru Outback and we've installed the M&R reverse light kit, which offers powerful white light as well as backlighting features in either red or amber. So we're underneath the Outback. There's 3 push pins here. We're going to use the 2 outer ones to hold the cradles for the lights. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this one out. So we're going to remove these push pins. We're not going to be reusing these because we're going to swap them out for stainless steel hardware. So these are the cradles. They're going to hold the lights. Notice the design of the cradle. There's a tab here. It's going to be facing towards the back. So we're going to use the provided hardware. So we're going to use the supplied hardware instead of the push pin to attach the cradle to the vehicle. So I have a wrench that's going to hold the top of the bolt, and we're going to use a ratchet in order to secure it. Perfect. Alright, so now we can get the light and use supplied hardware from the sides in order to secure the light to the cradle. So one thing to consider, because the bottom of the bumper, it's curved, it's not straight, so your light is going to be sitting at an angle, but you do have adjustments here. By raising one side and lowering another, you can even it out per your liking. So if one side is up, the other side is down, you can adjust them that way. So now we're finished with the passenger side. Let's do the same thing on the driver's side. We're going to take out this push pin. So we're using supplied hardware. We're going to thread it through the bracket. We're going to install the cradle. And we're going to thread the nut. Now I'm going to hold the top bolt with a wrench and I'm going to tighten this nut. And now with the supplied hardware, now I'm attaching the pod to the cradle using supplied hardware. So now that both pods are installed, now we can get to the wiring. So now we have 2 pods installed. Let's go over the wiring. Each pod has 3 wires. There's a black wire, which is the ground, and there's 2 power wires. The red wire is the main function of the light, which would be white. And the white wire, that's going to be the backlighting feature. In this case, it's going to be red. These lights are also available in amber, so you get to choose when you're purchasing the light if you want the backlighting feature to be red or amber. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to fuse all the blacks, all the reds, and all the whites, and I'm going to put a crimp connector on there. So we did the black, now we can get the red, and we'll do the same thing with the white. So now that you have 3 pairs of wires, let's extend the ground and bolt it somewhere to the chassis. So the wiring that we sourced, it's a dual strand wire, but we're going to only use the black side of it, and that's going to be our ground. So I'm going to go ahead and strip it. I'm going to connect this end to our black wires. So I'm going to crimp this side of the wire, and on the other side, I'm going to put an eyelid. And then we'll find a bolt on the chassis of the vehicle, and that's going to be our ground. The hole that we're using the ground is on a bumper cross member. So I scratched it up around it, and we're going to use a 1/4 inch bolt in order to secure it. This should provide a decent grounding point. So I want to show you guys, I'm right underneath the muffler, and right there's a hole in the bumper cross member, and I use that to put my eyelid with a bolt and nut. Mainly you're just trying to get it to any metal surface. Now that we have the ground connected, let's go ahead and connect the 2 power sources, and we're going to do that from the front of the vehicle, dragging the wire backwards. So now I'm going to show you how I'm going to extend the wiring from the Subaru's front end all the way to the reverse light kit. I sourced a 2-stranded wire on Amazon, and the link's going to be in the description below. So I'm going to feed this wire through here, and I'm going to take it out from the bottom around the suspension area. So I'm going to grab it on the bottom, and I'm going to stretch it enough for it to reach all the way to the back. And now I'm going to try to put it in underneath this footboard, underneath the plastic, so the wire is protected. Alright, so now I'm going to be removing these clips, and I'm going to be putting the wire right behind him, and this plastic trim is going to protect the wire and also conceal it. So now I'm going to tuck it underneath it and make sure that it's on the, then it's further than the clip so that way it doesn't come out. I'm going to squeeze these tabs before you reinsert them. There it goes. And we're going to be unclipping and working our way towards the rear. Awesome. So now we have the wire right around the wheel well. To get this wire over the wheel well, I'm going to take out some of these push pins so that way I can put the wire behind it and we'll reclip it. So now I'm peeling back the liner so that way I can get my wire in there, and then I'm going to reinstall it using the same push pins. Okay, excellent. Let me get the wire in there. Now I'm going to pass the wire through the opening, and that's going to get it to us close to the lights. Alright, now that I have the lining in, I'm going to make sure I have enough wire to go to my light, and then we're going to start putting the push pins back in to create tension. So now we have the power wires to the back of the vehicle. We can connect the red to red, and that's going to be the power for our white light. And we have the second power wire, that's going to be black. Unfortunately, we weren't able to source a wire with red and white. So we're just going to have to transition from black wire to white wire. And one thing we have to remember, that the black wire in the front is now going to be our power wire for the amber DRL. So instead of red and white, we became red and black. So now I'm going to go ahead and clean up the wiring. I'm going to put heat onto the crimp connectors so that way they become watertight. And we're going to use zip ties to hide this cable to the brackets that the lights are connected to. So now on this side of the wiring, I'm going to go ahead and cut it. And that's the main reason why I like to get it from the front, so that way you can get the exact amount of wire that you need before you cut it from the loom. So the last thing that's left is to connect the power source to a power distribution box. We're using the M&R wireless wiring harness. Please reference our other videos, how to assemble it and install it. On this Subaru, we already have a light bar and a dish light set up, so we're just going to be adding to it. I'm going to take out the top screws just to take off the top cover. That's going to expose all the circuits, so that way we can connect to them. Okay, so I'm going to get the wiring from underneath, feed it up, because when you put the cover back on, you don't want to have any pinch points. And the way we're going to wire it, the white function is going to be switch number 3. Just remember, the new black wire transitions into the white wire of the DRL. So this is actually our DRL wire. It's going to be switch number 7. Alright, so let's go ahead and test the setup. Alright, let's go ahead and test the wiring. So switch number 3, that's our powerful white light. And switch number 7, that's the backlighting feature, which in this case we chose to be red. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed and got the confidence that you need in order to install this product yourself. I know you guys are going to love the product.